Hey, how's everyone doing out there today? All right. I want to welcome you guys to our weekly Let's Get New York, New Jersey, and the rest of the nation over this week's Hump Day. All right. I'm joined this week by Petty Officer Michael Pinnock and Petty Officer Daniel Montalvo. And this week, as we put out, we're going to educate you guys on the Navy's educational benefits and how you can further your education while inside the United States Navy. Okay. I'm gonna be covering today what is known as the post 9/11 GI Bill. It's gonna go into effect soon. The forever GI Bill. Some things have gone into effect. And I'm gonna cover the Montgomery GI Bill and how that can benefit you guys in furthering your education. So first, I would like to start with the GI Bill and the Forever Bill. Okay. So the nice part about the updated change for this educational benefit, and basically just what it is it's just a chunk of time and money that will allow you guys to go to school while active duty or on the reserves, and as well as if you depart from the Navy, being able to use it. Before, in the old GI Bill, like you had up until 15 years to use your GI Bill benefits, but now the benefits won't expire. So that's a nice, cool thing right there. You're not pressured to go to school right after you depart the Navy. Maybe you want to take a year off, six years off, and then start your education. But now those benefits won't retire. Okay. Next cool benefit of that is called the Yellow Ribbon program. So basically that's a deal between the Veteran Affairs, which handles all of our benefits, including the GI Bill. They make a deal with the schools to, cover the rest of your tuition if the GI Bill can't cover it. So the GI Bill per year tuition will cover up to $24,000. If say you go to a college and the tuition is $30,000 a year, and they have a Yellow Ribbon program worked out with the Veteran Affairs, the Yellow Ribbon program will cover the rest of that $30,000, which is like really helpful. A new added benefit to this Forever Bill is there's extra money now for STEM schools, because if you're into that type of program, that those schools typically last longer than the 36 months allotted to the GI Bill. So now there's extra time added to that for STEM schools, which is nice. A little bit on when you can use it. So as long as you do 90 days active duty, which pretty much, you go to boot camp, and then after boot camp, you go to your on-the-job training to learn how to do your job in the Navy, you pretty much activated your our ability to use the GI Bill. So as long as you do 90 days active duty, you can access up to 50%. Okay. Now, once you do 3 years of active duty service, you can access up to 100%. And I want you guys to look up GI Bill benefits, Google, Chrome, whatever you want to use, and look exactly at the different, percentages that you allow, because they, a certain amount of time allow 90%, and then a certain amount of time allow 60%. All right. So it covers your tuition. It covers monthly fees, or tuition and fees, and then your monthly housing stipend. And then you also get money for books and supplies. So it's essentially paying for everything, including, having an apartment while going to college, which is like super awesome. I'm not sure how many scholarships out there doing that, but that's a pretty good one. So when I said you can use your GI Bill while you're active duty. Okay. I just want to put that, but you can use it. I personally, I love you guys. I love you guys so much, but my personal opinion, don't use it, because you won't get the housing allowance stipend. So ultimately you're taking thousands of dollars out of your pocket every month, and the ability to have that extra money there. So they'll pay for the tuition, but they won't give you that monthly stipend, because of course their housing is provided while you're active duty. So, they're not going to do both. Another awesome thing is you can change the schools. So don't think once you apply for a school and you're using your tuition assistance from the GI Bill that you have to stay at that school. If you want to change schools, you can. And the money for the tuition goes directly to the school. So it goes from VA directly to the school. It will not come to the student. The housing allowance will come to you though. All right. And then the last little bit on the GI Bill I want to cover is that you can transfer it to your dependents, okay? i.e. your spouse or your children, anyone that's listed as a dependent on your military file. Which is another benefit that like I personally love because I do have a son and I'm continuing my education in the Navy where I'm using what is going to be talked about by Michael Pinnock, the tuition assistance program. You know, I'm continuing that way. So I'm going to transfer my GI Bill benefits, all the benefits we just talked about, to my son who's only 18 months old. So that's a really cool thing that, you know, the military allows you to do. If you don't plan on utilizing your benefits, at least a family member can. So I want to move into the Montgomery GI Bill and explain a little bit of the difference between them. So with the Montgomery GI Bill, it's something that you buy into when you go into Facebook, and no, not like a timeshare thing or all that stuff. It's literally for the first 12 months of your active duty service, you put in $100 a month to total $1,200, and then you'll have access to the Montgomery GI Bill. Okay. Basically how this one pays out when it gives the student at an institution, say if you do end up going to college, up to $2,050 a month. Now, why is that so much? And there's no housing stipend, there's no money for tuition. Why is that different? Because this bill is really great towards degree training for like on-the-job apprenticeship, flight training, and vocational schools where they don't have high tuition costs, and the, you know, to attend these schools or these trainings are a lot less. So you get that money and you pay, and they pay it straight to you. They don't pay it to the school, to the training. You get that money and then you pay however much it costs to attend that training and attend that school. Now, to combine, and that's the same thing, 36 months. And the MGI bill is a lot simpler. Now, your first question should be, can I use both? And the answer is yes, you can use both. It's just how you divvy it up. So how the VA does it is a maximum 42 months. You can do 36 months of the GI Bill and then 12 months of the MGI Bill, or you can do 36 months for the MGI Bill and then use the 12 months from the GI Bill. So you can work them together that way. Okay. So that's what makes that awesome, because now you got 42 months of continued education, and shoot, you might have, with the next program that's about to be discussed, the next couple programs, you probably already got your degree. So now you're kind of just using this to go even further to your PhD, or even further than that, multiple master's degrees. So just huge benefits and in order to further your education. All right. So I'm going to turn over to Petty Officer Michael Pinnock, and he's going to discuss the tuition assistance program.
Hello, good afternoon. New York, Petty Officer Pinnock, again, a part of the marketing department for New York and New Jersey. So we're talking about education benefits for the Navy for today, Hump Day, getting over the hump. So it's so many different topics that we could touch on. But again, Petty Officer Darlington just spoke about the post 9/11 GI Bill and the Montgomery bill as well. So I'm just going to touch on a benefit that we could use while we're serving, that we don't have to pay back unless we fail a class, which kind of makes sense. So basically, tuition assistance is a benefit that we get while serving our active duty. Now, when we first come into the Navy, we have to put in 2 years worth of work before we could be able to use it, so we could learn our jobs, become professional in our job field, whether it's, in the medical field or engineering field, like me, or whatever it is you may be doing in the Navy. So 2 years, you do your regular work, and then you can start taking college courses wherever you get accepted in afterwards. So basically, we get up to $3,000 every year. So whether you use it or not, it's there for you. It don't roll over the following year, but you can use it up from October to October. It's a pretty unique benefit because it's really free money. So I've been using that since I joined the Navy, and I actually use it to complete my associate's degree, and now I'm using it as well to complete my bachelor's degree. So that's one benefit that I usually bring up to you know applicants who are thinking about joining the Navy. I bring it up to high school seniors, high school juniors, so that they can have a plan for afterwards, if they don't have money readily available, or if they don't want to get caught up into loans. This is a very awesome way to actually pay for college for free while you're in the Navy, and then afterwards, as Payoff Dalton said, you could use the post 9/11 GI Bill to further your education afterwards. But just to wrap it up, that's my topic. I'm gonna pass it over to Pedester Montalvo, and he's gonna be covering NC Pace and JST.
Hey, how's everyone doing? I'm Daniel Montalvo, Pedro Montalvo, and I'm also within the New York, New Jersey area. I'm going to really cover shortly NC Pace, which is a way to get college credits, and JST, which is essentially a transcript. But I'm going to just shortly mention two different key topics. Pertaining to the GI Bill, like our Darlington mentioned, the only smart way, like he recommended, don't use your GI Bill. You want to exhaust your TA funds first. Your GI Bill is after the military, or unless you want to give it to spouses. But the only way you want to consider utilizing your GI Bill ever while you're in the military is if you're really headstrong on completing 5 or 6 college courses a semester. You want to just go full-time for some crazy reason. You could be a full-time worker and still complete 5, 6 college courses. That's the only time you might want to start picking at that GI Bill. But other than that, don't do it. Also, now, just like Petty Officer Pinnock said, you will have to start working your first 1 or 2 years until you can start using your TA with the Navy. Although, think about it. The first 2 years, you still have boot camp. You still have your Navy A school, and some careers have Navy C schools. Some of our trainings are so extensive, by the time you get to your command, it might even be a year, year and a half by the time you finally get to your command. So you're really not even waiting that long. Now, if you're really, again, headstrong, I want to join the military, I want a degree quick, what you could do is, being a full-time worker in the Navy, you could apply for FAFSA. Financial aid would actually assist you, like everyone knows, is something called the Pell Grant. You do not have to pay it back. And even though you are not using your TA benefits to pay for classes on behalf of the Navy, being a full-time worker, showing your pay stubs in the Navy, you could qualify for even $1,500 to $2,000 a semester. What is that equal to? That equals to at least 2 or even 3 college classes each semester for free without even touching that TA. So once you are eligible, you could go on to the TA. Now, let me go back to the NC Pace. What is NC Pace? Well, NC Pace is a distance learning program. Essentially, what that means is for our deployed sailors or sea duty sailors, they could actually take a course and the Navy would pay the tuition for that course. And what this course is actually on a CD-ROM or some sort of an online computer platform. And the Navy pays for the entire tuition. The only thing the sailor has to pay for is the textbooks, if the class, of course, needs the textbooks. But other than that, the tuition is paid for, and all classes on NC Pace is regionally accredited. So again, you have 2 different accreditations. You have national and regional. If you want to transfer into an institution like Penn State or some other major colleges, they look for regional accreditation only, not national. So again, this NC Pace courses are all regionally. So again, the courses you do, whether you do it on deployment, whether you're pretty much just on a shore duty at home, whatever the case may be, you could take full advantage of this free college courses. And again, NC Pace. That's one of the benefits that we have that goes and it coincides with TA. The difference between NC PACE and tuition assistance is with tuition assistance, you physically could go inside of a college university and take classes, take labs, or you could use that for online courses. With NC PACE, it's good old fashioned computer, distance learning kind of style. There's no physically in class. And upon your 60 to 90 days of your NC PACE class, all you have to do is take a final test. That test will be administered. Once you pass that test, you get your 3 or 4 credits per course. It's pretty simple. It's not a lot of teacher-based instructed. It's all self-taught through NC PACE. Secondly, JST. I'm gonna go share my screen real quick just to go show you what JST is. But JST is Joint Service Transcript. Essentially what that is, it shows our military experience throughout the entire career, whether you just joined or whether you had 7 or 8 years in the Navy. So first, this is my JST. Just to show an example, this is an unofficial Joint Service Transcript. It has my name. I am an E6 in the military. So essentially when I went to boot camp back in 2012, recruit training, they gave me 2 college credits and it's lower level. L means lower, U means upper, and B means vocational training. So I got 2 college credits for that. Nowadays, for any new people joining the Navy, boot camp is actually giving 3 college credits. So it will vary. Mind you, my JST is a little older. Now, when you go to your schools, we have A schools or C schools. They're our technical schools to learn our jobs. When I went to recruiting school back in 2008, I've gotten 6 college credits for this. When I went to my Navy A school, I've also got 9 college credits for my A school for being an aviation ordnanceman. So just to show you, this JST is actually accredited by the ACE, which is accredited by the Council of Education. And essentially what this is all military members, regardless of branch, could go print off or essentially get an electronic official JST and give it to any university that you're considering transferring to. And all of our work experience shown here by the numbers on the right-hand side would be accepted within your university. Now, not only does the schools that the Navy offer us give college credits, also making rank. So in the Navy, we have E1 through E9 for enlisted. When I was at E1, they don't give us college credits. E2, they do not give you. But once you become an E3, I actually received 6 college credits. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. When I was at E5, I received 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 college credits just for making rank. That has nothing to do with schooling, has nothing to do with going to specialized trade schools. It just has to do with your time in the Navy and how well you know your job. So long story short, as you progress throughout your career and rank up and go to schools, every time you complete your associates or your bachelor's, you could keep on giving updated JST transcripts. So then you take less college courses to complete your degree. So the military wants to make sure your experience is necessary and it correlates to the civilian sector, such as universities. And last but not least, I'm going to show you when I became E6, which is the biggest one for me, AO1, they gave me pretty much all these college credits. And essentially it goes all the way down and it kind of explains it all. So I have a lot of college credits for JST. Now I'm going to go back into Petty Officer Pinnock. He mentioned TA, tuition assistance. So how do I get the money? People wonder, wow, free college, that sounds good for the Navy. But how do I get the money? Do I just go to the college and just say I'm military? So what happens is the Navy would give us something called the tuition assistance voucher. This is an example of my voucher. So tuition assistance voucher, and depending on your class, my class was advanced technical writing, for an example. It was 3 credit hours. This totaled $750. This essentially is a paycheck of $750 that I sent to my college, electronically, and this paid off my entire class. So again, that essentially covers NC PACE, tuition assistance, GI Bill, and of course, JST. I don't want to take too much of your time, but hopefully you all learned something.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Petty Officer Dan Montavolo, Petty Officer Michael Pinnock. And I really hope, there's a lot of information. And I say this a lot to you guys. There's so much educational benefits out there that you can utilize with the Navy. So please rewatch this video. Petty Officer Montalvo put in the chat, Navy College. If you need more information there, I put in one link to some of the breakdown of the Forever GI Bill. So, please go over that, look over that, and really apply how you can apply that to your life. All right. And, create goals and use these tools that we're putting out here, that the Navy's putting out here, to create a plan to complete your goals. All right. So lastly, I hope everyone's being safe out there, being healthy. New York, New Jersey, the nation. We love you guys, and we'll see you next Wednesday. Bye-bye.